Good morning, students. Today we are going to see with the new chapter that is from the book Flamingo, and we are going to see the lesson number 2 of the same book, that is Lost Spring by Alice Jung. So I would like to first introduce you about the author of this lesson, that is the Alice Jung. Alice Jung, she born in Rourkela and spent her childhood and adolescence in Hyderabad. She born in 1964. She received her education in Hyderabad and USA. Both her parents were writers, and so she inherits the literary tradition from them. She has been the editor of Youth Times. Her books are Unveiling India, Night of the New Moon, Seven Sisters, Breaking of Silence. So these are her famous books which she wrote. Whatever the lesson which is given us for the study is a excerpt from her book Lost Spring, Stories of Stolen Childhood. In this, she analyzes the grinding poverty and tradition which penalized these children to a life of exploitation, means they suffered a lot in their life. These children are denied the opportunity of schooling and forced into labor early in their life, means they lost their childhood due to these traditions and the poverty, we can say. So due to that only the title of the lesson is Lost Spring, because they lost their childhood. They never enjoyed it. The plight of these children is portrayed here with the help of two characters, that are the Sahib and the second one is Mukesh. Okay, and she portrayed it in a very beautiful way. So now I am going to start with the lesson. Okay, so first of all I would like to explain you about the characters of both Sahib and Mukesh. So Sahib lives in Simapuri, that place on the periphery of Delhi. Periphery means what? The surrounding area of Delhi. It is a settlement of rag pickers. Rag pickers means what? They used to collect the dumps. Those who live here are squatters. Squatters means what? Squatters means nothing but illegally acquired a land. Those who illegally acquired the land are called as squatters. So they are living here illegally, who came from Bangladesh in 1971. Then another character, that is the Mukesh. Mukesh is the son of a poor bangle maker of Firozabad. So he is from Firozabad. They know no other work than the bangle making, means they only knew the making of a bangles. Unable to receive a proper education and due to that poverty only. So both Sahib and Mukesh, they are illiterate one. They have not got their education properly because of their poverty. Now I am going to start with the lesson. Okay. So now here we are going to see with the lesson what it is there. The author comes across Sahib every morning. Means she met Sahib every morning. Sahib left his home in Dhaka long time ago. Means actually he is belonging from the Dhaka, Bangladesh. He is trying to sponge gold in heaps of garbage in the neighborhood. So he used to search for gold in the heaps of garbage, whatever that garbage in his neighborhood. And the author always found him that he is searching for something in the garbage. The author asks Sahib why he does that. So that was the question she asked him. Sahib mutters, Sahib explained her that he has nothing else to do. Means he is a rag picker only and he continue with the job. So there is no school in his neighborhood and he is poor and works barefooted. Okay, so he is very much poor and due to that he is not getting the education properly, and also there is no any school in his neighborhood. There are 10,000 other shoeless rag pickers like Sahib. They live in Simapuri on the outer edge of Delhi, that is the surrounding area of Delhi. That 10,000 shoeless rag pickers are there like Sahib, and they are residing in that surrounding area of Delhi. That they lived in a structure of a mud, means that houses which are made up of mud, with the groups of teen, and the trampoline means what? Tadpatri, but devoid of sewage, means they are not getting the proper basic things, that are what? The sewage, it is not there, sewage, drainage, and the running water, means what? The fresh drinking water also they are not getting. They are squatters who came from Bangladesh back in 1971 and they settled down there. They have lived here for more than 30 years without identity card or permit. Means they are not having their own identity card or a permission, it is not there. As they are the foreigners, they have right to vote. Means though they are not having their identity or the permit, but they have the right to vote. They are also having a ration card. With the help of that, they get grains. Food is more important for survival than identity. So, for the survival only, they require the food, and they are giving the priority to the food only than the identity. Wherever they find food, they pitch their tents that become transit homes. Means what? Wherever they found the food, they get the food, they settle down there in their transit homes. Then children grow up in them and becomes the partner in the survival. That means what? The whatever that rag picking that transferred from father to children as well. Means they also continue with the same poverty in their life without education. In Simapuri, survival means rag picking, means that is the only job. Through the years, rag picking has acquired the proportions of a fine art, means they are very much skilled with this. Then garbage to them is gold, and it is their daily bread and a roof over their heads. So this is the only earning source for these families. Sometimes Sahib finds a rupee or even 10 rupee note in a garbage heap. That is, he found a rupee or a 10 rupees in the garbage. Then there is a hope of finding more. So he hoped for the more and more, and he continued with his search. Garbage has a meaning different from what it means to their parents. So for children, it is wrapped in wonder. So that is what a kind of an attraction for them, and which is having something wonder in them. So that is what for the children. For the elders, it is a means of a survival only. Okay. So one winter morning, the author finds Sahib standing by the fence gate of a neighborhood club. So one day, as usual, she found Sahib that he was standing outside the gate of the club. So what he was doing there? He was watching two young men playing tennis. So he was observing the game of tennis. They are dressed in white. They are dressed in a white, pure white. Sahib likes the game, but he is content to watch it standing behind the fence, as he was a poor. So he liked that game. He also himself wanted to play that, but was unable to play. Why? Because of that poverty and so many things behind that. So Sahib is wearing discarded tennis shoes that look strange over his discolored shirt and short. So once he found the discarded tennis shoes by someone, so he wore it, and that was looking very much strange, and it was not matched with his colored. Okay, discolored means what? That the shirt which lost its color and the shorts. So for one who has walked barefooted, even shoes with a hole is a dream come true. So that was a kind of a very precious gift for him. He was wearing that old shoe. But tennis is out of his reach. This morning Sahib is on his way to the milk booth. So one day that author found him that he was carrying a milk bottle in his hand and he was standing in the queue. In his hand is a steel canister, means a can to buy the milk. He works in a tea stall. So now instead of rat picking, he started with the working in a tea stall. He is paid 800 rupees and all his meals. Okay, so here after working he got the salary was 800 rupees and also a 2 times meal for him. Then Sahib is no longer his master, means he was not willingly doing that job. He was not very much happy by doing this job. His face has lost the carefree look, so he lost his carefree look. He doesn't seem happy working at the tea stall, so he wanted to do something better in his life. So this is how the first part of the lesson we can see the story of a Sahib. Thank you.